Hi folks, this is Jude.
And Paul.
And welcome to another video unboxing a fake Labubu.
Another fake, eh? Box looks pretty good, actually.
Or a Lafufu, as people call them.
Lafufu.
So, I would love to have a real Labubu. I have ordered one from Pop Mart, but it won't come until September. And I only had one day to order that. They were taking orders one day.
Difficult to get your hands on the
Very
genuine
difficult,
ones.
yeah. Now, I'm not going to go and give a scalper lots and lots of money to buy a real one and pay 3 times or more what it's worth. So I thought I'm just going to pick these up for the time being, make clothes, maybe do customisations while I wait for my real one to come.
And the quality of these fakes varies anyway, doesn't it?
Varies enormously.
Some are okay, aren't they?
So I got this from the same place as I got my last one, which is a market stall in an obscure little town.
They had loads as well, didn't they?
Loads. Now, I made a short showing. It's just insane how all the variations that he's got there. So I'll show you this little short that I did.
Okay.
I'll show you that now. Yeah. So all these Labubus appeared in the same place on a little market stall. That one there was £3. It was so tiny, it's smaller than these. I would think what you get is not worth £3 at all in that teeny box.
Needless to say, they're all fakes here, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, I say Labubus, they're all Lafufus, they're all fakes. And then there was these that was sort of stitched Labubu, supposedly. I mean, like there would be a license from Disney. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's just so ridiculous. And then we've got this. The colour's quite good on this one, I think.
That's not based on an original Labubu, though, is it?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you don't get Labubus with that colour fur, do you? Or do you?
I've no idea. This one is not so good. You can see like the fur's been put on really squiffily, and so it's not neat. You know what I mean? Like one bit of the brow showing.
I can't really tell myself, to be honest.
What that was like. There was a big gap on one side, and it was really narrow on the other. This one gives me the creeps. That frightens me, that one. I don't know what it is about it, but it gives me the creeps. So then we had dress-up Labubus. I actually like this.
These are still knockoff variations.
They're all knockoffs.
But the ideas themselves, they don't crop up in normal Labubu dolls, do they?
I don't know. I don't know that much about them, Paul. I like that one, though. I like the colour of it, and it wasn't so... This one, again, this gives me the creeps. I wouldn't like to sleep in the same room as this one.
I was surprised to see all these fakes in one place because you'd actually tried to get one from Alibaba, and it seemed to be quite difficult even to get hold of a fake.
Yeah. Oh, this is nice colour. I like the fur on this one. I like the shade of the fur. So I think when we next in this very small little town where this market stall is, I might actually get one that you can see, through the plastic box, because then you could look at them once you've sort of picked a colour and pick out the best one in terms of how the fur's put on.
Yeah, I see. If you can see it, if you can see it, you can make that choice. Do you still not fancy getting one and taking it apart, so you've got a kit of vinyl parts and reassembling it with a skeleton?
Yeah, I would like to do that, but that's a big job, and I'd obviously just get the cheapest one to do that with. Yeah, that was totally insane, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the genuine producer doesn't make all these variants, does it?
Yeah. It's
They seem to dream anything up, don't they? Like, I don't know, anything at all.
Anything at all. And as you saw, some of them are musical. Now, I didn't want a musical one, and the musical ones were £8. So I picked this up from the other side of the table, the other side of the stall, that were £7 because they weren't musical. But then I got home and I noticed there's a lot. Oh no, they got some crappy little music that it's going to play.
Yeah.
You know, distorted Baby Shark is what they normally put in. But we'll see.
Come on then, get it out. Let's see what we've got.
One more thing.
Yeah.
As you can see, I've now made a nice little cardigan.
Looking pretty smart, that one, yeah.
Yeah. So in my last video, I showed how I made the hat. And in this video, I'll make another cardigan and give you the pattern for it.
Okay.
So, let's open... Have a seat.
See what it's like.
This is promising in that it's got a pull tab, because some of the fakes don't even have a pull tab on them. Maybe not so promising. Oh wow, look at that. It runs out. It only has 2, and then the pull tab runs out. Oh dear. And I've got some sellotape on there.
Cut away, not towards yourself.
Okay. This one has actually had the audacity to put Pop Mart on the box and Pop Mart on the packet. Actually, it doesn't say Pop Mart. It says PBP Mact. But they actually had the audacity to put Pop Mart on the right. It doesn't seem like any way that you can. Oh yeah, it has got. You don't all have that either, you know. Oh no, another purple. Oh, actually, that's not too bad.
It doesn't have any eyes. Oh, this is because it's got its eyes
different.
closed.
The plastic insert.
There must be an awful lot of companies knocking out these fakes for them to be so variable.
Well, I read somewhere that for every official Labubu that's now produced, there's a fake. The fur's not bad on this one. Quite attractive fur. Oh, there's no music in it, so
that's a relief.
That's actually a good thing, yeah, because you're paying for some.
Oh no!
Wow! Wow! Look at that! Wow, that is shocking.
0 points for quality control.
Big hole in the back. And like all the foo-foos, there's no armature in them. The feet spin, the hands spin, and the head spins woo all the way around. However,
it's not loose like the other one.
The head isn't as loose as it was on this. This one's really, really loose. It's really wobbly. It's just, yeah. That one's.
So apart from that, what would you say about the face and the?
It seems a bit wonky, doesn't it? I would say that face is.
What do you mean, the way it's stitched in, or the way it's painted, or both?
I think it's the way it's been stitched, isn't it? It's
looks
not
like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's been stitched like wonky. But it's not as bad, to be honest. It's not as bad as I expected. That's interesting. This is just like empty. This one, it's got the resin in it.
Is that a feature of the genuine ones? Where they?
I think so, but I've never had the opportunity to actually own a genuine one.
Yeah.
But it's actually better than I thought it would be. The fur is better. The ears are wonky as well. One's much bigger than the other. But the colour of the fur I actually quite like.
Now, don't you have a plan for this one?
Well, I did think, if I really hate it, I'll take the feet off and basically take it all apart.
So take all the plastic mouldings off, the face, the hands, the feet.
And make my own,
Treat it as a kit then.
Not treat the hands and the face and the feet as a kit. But I was expecting you to not like the fur, but I actually like the fur.
But you'll have to do a repair on the back, won't you?
Oh, it's nothing. That's just a few stitches. So, actually, it honestly isn't as bad as I expected. Especially for £7, it's nothing.
I'm wondering, a lot of people
It does sit properly.
A lot of people who can't get their hands on genuine ones are sort of like disappointed. But I wonder if they could make the mind over to get a fake and enjoy it.
Well, I thought that's what I'm going to do. If it's good enough in terms of the fur, I'll just make clothes for it and accessories. And
so you're not going to take...
If it's really, really awful and I hate the fur...
You're going to take it apart.
I'll take it apart.
Treat it as a kit. But you're not going to do that now with this one.
No.
Any customisation on this, apart from you're going to make it some clothes or maybe customise it in some other way?
I think I'll just make it some clothes.
And stitch its back up.
Yeah, stitch its back up and make it some clothes.
The thing about stitching its back up, though, wouldn't that normally be done from the inside on a sewing machine and then turned sort of the right way around and stuffed? So you won't be able to do that, will you?
I'll just do some by hand and I'd be careful.
Right, okay.
You don't see that anyway when it's got its clothes on. So, yeah. I think I might like to try, because I've not done this yet, making a little dress.
Right.
But obviously that won't be in this video, because in this video I'm going to knit another cardigan and show you the pattern that I came up with for that.
It doesn't quite look asleep to me with that expression on its face. It looks like it's having a bit of an evil dream.
I think it looks like it's trying to fool people that it's asleep. Thought I'd just compare the hands.
Are they different? Same type of mould? Yeah, the same mouldings, aren't they? Although the colour of the plastic's different.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
But the moulding looks like it's the same sort of mould tool. What about the feet?
That one, the pop mart, is more prominent than on this one. It's like this has been sort of a copy of a copy. And they haven't put any paint on the toenail. So that's something I could do myself. There's a bit of customisation. Don't think I'll bother putting resin in.
All these fakers in China, they must be ripping one another's mould tools off. You generally need metal mould tools to do injection moulding, and to make them, they must be sort of copying genuine dolls, maybe, or other fakes.
Well, I think probably both goes on, doesn't it? It depends what they can get their hands on to do the copy.
It's a fascinating sort of industry, really, isn't it? This fake industry. It'd be interesting to sort of have a look around the different fake outlets in China and see how they operate.
Okay, so moving on to this little cardigan now. So I've done a link to the pattern that I came up with for this, and I've put that in the description, and I'll also show you how I knitted it up, because I'm going to make another one. So I'm using 3¼ needles, and I'm just using some wool that I had in. I can't remember what wool this was, but it's obviously quite fine, to use on quite fine needles. And we're going to start by casting on 32 stitches. So you might want to adjust the number of stitches depending on if your Labubu or Labubu is slightly bigger or slightly smaller. But what I'll do is I'll cast on 32 stitches, and I'll show you what that looks like against the Labubu's back. So I've cast on those 32 stitches, and this is what it looks like on the Labubu's back. So you can see it looks the right length. I've actually now knitted this little bonnet for this Labubu, as that wonky face was bothering me. Yeah, it's wonky here. There's more plastic shown on that side than that side. So yeah, I've evened it up with a bonnet. If anybody likes this bonnet and would like me to share the pattern with you and show you how I made it in a future video, just say in the comments. But let's carry on with our cardigan now. So our first row is going to be a knit row. So I'll just knit along that first row. So there's our first knit row. And for rows 2 to 4, we're going to do a knit 2, purl 2, rib. So first 2 stitches are knit, and the next 2 stitches are purl, and then we do 2 knit and 2 purl. And we do that all the way along. So I've done row 2, I start row 3, and that's going to be exactly the same as row 2. Start with 2 knit, next 2 purl, and we do that for the rest of row 3 and again for row 4. So that finishes our rib, and next we're going to do rows 5 and 6, and those are both going to be knit rows. And that's what our cardigan looks like after those 2 rows of knit. And next we're moving on to stocking stitch, which is going to form the main part of the cardigan. So we're going to start with row 7, which is a knit, and then we're going to do row 8, which is a purl. So that's rows 7 and 8 complete, and in my pattern I'm starting the decreases in the next row on row 9, because on my Labubu that's the length of the cardigan that I want. I want it to end here. So I'm going to start my decreases so that it will shape it along the back of the arm here. But if you wanted your cardigan to be longer than this, then you could knit some more rows in stocking stitch. So knitting on this side and purling on the other until you're happy with the length, and then you would start the decreases for the arm. But I'm starting the decreases for the arm now on row 9. So what I'm doing on this row 9 is I am knitting the first 2 stitches together, so turn 2 stitches into 1, and then I'm going to knit all the way along until I get to my last 2 stitches. And when we get to our last 2 stitches, we're putting the needle through those 2 stitches and knitting them into 1. So that's our first decrease, and that has left us with 30 stitches now. So the next row, row 10, is a purl, and then row 11 we're going to do the same as we've just done in row 9. We're going to knit, decreasing 1 stitch at the beginning of the row and 1 stitch at the end of the row. So I've done those 2 rows now, and you can see how the decreases are forming that shape there for the arm sleeve to be sewn to. So that's what the cardigan looks like after row 11, and we've now got 28 stitches after that second decreasing row. So we're going to carry on in the same fashion. Row 12 is a purl, then row 13 we're going to decrease at each end again, which leaves us with 26, then row 14 is a purl, then row 15 we decrease, which leaves us with 24, then row 16 is a purl, and we decrease at each end, so we have 22 stitches, and then we have another purl. So I've done those rows now, left with 22 stitches, and at this point, row 19, we're going to cast off 4 stitches, and that is going to form the shoulder where the back of the cardigan will sew on to the front of the cardigan. So first 4 stitches of row 19 we are going to cast off. So casting off our first stitch, second stitch, third stitch, and fourth stitch. And now we're just going to knit along to the end of the row. And now at the beginning of row 20, our next row, we're going to cast off 4 stitches at that end. So I've cast off those 4 stitches, and now we're going to do a knit 1, purl 1, rib with our last 14 stitches that we've got. First stitch is a knit, next stitch is a purl, and we just go along like that until we get to the end of the row. So we've ribbed along to the end of row 20, and row 21 we're going to rib. So we start with a knit and then we do a purl to the end, and then we do that again for row 22. So next 2 rows we're ribbing, and that completes the back of our cardigan. So all that we've got to do now is cast off those last 14 stitches. So that's the last stitch cast off, and there is the back of our cardigan. So next we're going to move on to the sleeves, and for the sleeve we're going to cast on 20 stitches, and we're going to be working in stocking stitch for best part of the sleeve until we come to the cuff. So the first 4 rows are just knit and then purl and then knit and then purl. And this is what it looks like after those first 4 rows. So next we're moving on to row 5, which is a knit row, but here we're starting our decreases. So we're decreasing 1 stitch at each end, which will leave us with 18 stitches. And we're following that with row 6, which is a purl. So I've completed those 2 rows now, and that takes us to row 7. So we're going to do the next 2 rows, 7 and 8, which are the same. We're going to knit, decreasing 1 stitch at each end, so we'll end up with 14 stitches. So I've done those 2 rows now, and as we can see, the last row on the right side has given us this nice purl edging, which will be the edge of the cuff. And that leaves us with our last 2 rows. So we're going to do a knit 1, purl 1, rib for the next 2 rows, and then we're going to cast off our last 14 stitches. And that's what the sleeve looks like. So next we're going to put the 2 right sides together, and we're going to thread this piece of wool to sew those together. And we'll just sew it the same way until we get to the end here. And once sewn together, we just turn it out on the right side, and that's what it looks like. So next we want to make another sleeve in exactly the same way as we made this one. So I've got both sleeves completed now, and next we're going to move on to the left front of the cardigan. So for this we want to cast on 16 stitches, and then the first row we want to do a knit. And that's what it looks like after I've casted on those 16 stitches and knit that first row. So moving on to row 2, this row we want to start knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and then we want to do a knit 2, purl 2 rib to the end. And that's what it looks like after that second row. So this is the front side of the cardigan, and the purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1 that you can see there, that is going to form the border, the edge of the cardigan. And then the rest of the stitches, the knit 2, purl 2, that's going to form the rib. So our next row is keeping that same pattern. So we've got knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, and then we've got knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. And row 4 follows the same pattern. That's the last row of the rib. So that's what it looks like at the end of row 4. Moving on to row 5, this time we want to do a knit row until the last 6 stitches, and then the last 6 stitches we're purling 2 and then finishing off with knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. Then row 6 is straightforward. We do knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and then we knit to the end, and that's give us a nice purl edge at the top of that rib. And next we're moving on to stocking stitch. So in row 7 we're going to knit until the last 6 stitches, and then purl 2, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. So row 7 is exactly the same as row 5. We're repeating row 5, and that's what it looks like after row 7. So moving on to row 8, we want to do knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 2, and then we're going to purl to the end. And that's what it looks like after row 8. So next we're moving on to our decreases. So at the beginning of row 9 we're going to decrease 1 stitch in exactly the same way as we did before on the sleeves and on the back. So we knit into 2 stitches to create 1 stitch, and then we knit until the last 6 stitches, and then we purl 2, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and that will leave us with 15 stitches. Then row 10 we just repeat row 8, and then rows 11 and 12 we repeat rows 9 and 10, and we're left with 14 stitches. And that's what it looks like at the end of row 12. We can see that those decreases there have shaped it for the sleeve to sew onto, and that brings us to row 13. So we do most of the row the same as row 11 until we come to the last stitch. And we're still going to purl this last stitch as we did before, but the only thing we're doing differently is that we're going to cast off that last stitch. So the reason why we're doing this is because we're starting to shape the neck. So that was row 13. Row 14 we want to start by casting off the first stitch, so that's continuing shaping the neck. Then we want to do purl 1, knit 2 and purl to the end. So that leaves us with 11 stitches. You can see that we've continued to decrease for the arm, and you can see that we've got a sharper decrease there for the neck where we've been casting off. So that brings us to row 15. So we want to decrease our first stitch, knit until the last 4 stitches, then we're purling 2, knit 1 and cast off the last stitch. And that leaves us with 9 stitches at the end of row 15. And that takes us to our last 4 rows. So row 16, we purl 1, cast off 1 stitch, knit 1, purl to the end, which leaves us with 8 stitches. Then row 17, you decrease the first stitch and then you knit until the last 2 stitches, you purl 2, casting off the last stitch. Row 18, you cast off the first stitch and then you purl to end. And then we cast off our last 5 stitches. And that's what our front left looks like. So next we want to get the back. We want to put the 2 correct sides next to each other. Line up the armhole wedge shaped. And we're going to sew the bottom of the cardigan together. And we're going to sew the shoulders, those cast off stitches. We're going to sew those together. And this is what it looks like with those 2 pieces sewn together and turned out on the right side. So next we want to sew the sleeve in. So we're going to thread this piece of wool and sew it to this part of the cardigan. And now we've threaded our needle with the piece of wool we've been using to sew the shoulders together. Get our sleeve in the right place. And sew it to the top of the shoulder, and then we'll join the rest of the sleeve on both sides. And this is what it looks like sewn together. So that's it from the front and that's it from the back. So next we're going to start knitting the right front of the cardigan. We're going to start by casting on 16 stitches and then we're going to do a knit row. So there's our 16 stitches in our first row, and then the next 4 rows are rib rows as they were on the back of the cardigan. So we start with a purl 2, knit 2, rib until we get to the last 4 stitches. Then we're doing a purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, and then we're following that with another rib row. So we start with purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, that's our edging. Then we're doing a purl 2, knit 2, rib to the end. Row 4 is the same as row 2, and row 5 we start with purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 2, and then we knit to the end. And that's what it looks like at the end of those 5 rows. So we've got our rib here and we've got the edge of the front of the cardigan here. So next we do another knit row ending in the edging, and that'll give us a nice purl edging to that rib. So that's row 6, knit until the last 4 stitches, then purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, and after that we're starting stocking stitch. So we're going to start with purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 2, then knit to end. Then row 8 we're going to purl until the last 6 stitches, and then we're going to knit 2, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. And that's what it looks like after those rows. So we've got our nice edging on top of the rib there, and we've got the beginning of the stocking stitch there, and you can see how it's like the opposite of the left front. So we've got our engine here instead of there. And next we're going to start decreasing in exactly the same way as we did for this arm here. We're going to start decreasing on this side here. So the same as on the front left, on the front right we're starting our decreases on row 9. So we start purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 2, and then we're going to knit until the last 2 stitches, and then we're going to decrease 1 stitch. That will leave us with 15 stitches. Row 10 is the same as row 8 was. Row 11 is the same as row 9, so decrease again and we're left with 14 stitches. And then row 12 is the same as row 8. So that's what it looks like at the end of row 12. And on row 13 we're going to start casting off here for the neck like we did on the opposite side. So row 13 starts with a purl 1, knit 1, and then we're going to cast off a stitch, and then we're going to purl 1, knit 1 and purl 2, and then we're going to knit until the last 2 stitches and decrease 1 stitch. So row 13 we purl 1, knit 1, cast off, and then we are doing the purl, the knit, 2 purls, knitting to the last 2 stitches and then decreasing a stitch. So next we're on row 14. We purl until the last 5 stitches, then we knit 2, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1 and cast off a stitch at the end. Then row 15 we purl 1, knit 1, we cast off another stitch, purl 2, then we knit to the last 2 stitches and decrease. So now we're on to 9 stitches. And then row 16 we purl until the last 3 stitches, we knit 2, purl 1 and cast off a stitch. Row 17 we purl 2, cast off another stitch, then knit until the end and do our last decrease of 1 stitch, and that takes us to row 18 where we're going to purl to the end and cast off the last stitch. So we've purled to the end and we're casting off that last stitch, and that leaves us with 5 stitches, and the last row we're going to cast off those last 5 stitches, and that finishes the right front. So in the same way as we did on this side, we're going to sew the shoulders together and the sides together, and then we're going to sew the arm in, and that's what it looks like, all sewn together. So all we need to do now to finish this cardigan is to pick up some stitches and knit a collar. So here's the front of the cardigan, and I'm starting here and I'm going to pick up stitches. So this is the first stitch that I'm going to pick up, then I'm going to pick up another stitch here, so that's 2, pick up another stitch here, so that's 3, and another one here, so that's 4, another one here, that's 5, one more here, that's 6, and one here. That's 7. So we've picked up 7 stitches there. Now we're on the wrong side and we're going to purl. So I've purled 5 stitches, I've got 2 left. I'm running out of wool now because this was a piece that was on the cardigan. So I've joined my wool back on, purling those last 2 stitches. And now on the right side I'm going to start a knit 1, purl 1, rib. And I'm going to do one more row of rib and then I'll cast that off. And there it is, cast off and sewn on to the collar on the back. So just got to do that with the other side now. Pick up 7 stitches and then do 2 rows of rib, cast off and sew it onto the back collar. And then our cardigan will be finished. And that's it, completed. So let's see what it looks like on the Labubu. Pretty cute. So that concludes this video. If you would like me to show you how I made this bonnet, just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to do so. But that's it for this video. Hope you found it useful to some degree. Thanks for watching as always, and hope to see you in the next one.